In this video, I'll show you how to knit a no curling flat panel on a circular knitting machine, step by step.
Set the switch on plain knitting. Set the beginning of yarn at the center of the knitting machine. The yarn should be long enough to touch the table. Turn the handle a length backward. Guide the yarn round first white needle at the left of black needles. These are not used for plain knitting. Turn the handle slowly clockwise, placing the yarn one round alt. Before and after rising needles. The last needle is the first right black needle. This stitch is dropped off subsequently and shall be drawn tightly. Now carry the yarn outward. For plain knitting, turn the handle forward and backward. A light stop signalizes the end of a row. Turn each time to the beginning. When changing direction, draw wool thread a little backward. I use a heavy-duty steel spring clamp, as adding weight to the machine for tension control to prevent loose or uneven knitting. Especially when knitting with finer or 100% cotton yarns, I use 100% cotton yarn for this project. The advantage of tension control is, in some cases, especially for lightweight yarns or 100% cotton yarns, it can reduce the chance of missed stitches or dropped stitches. Different circular knitting machines will have different ways to connect and adjust the weight. After completed 24 rows, cut the working yarn. Leave a long tail, about 3 to 4 times the width of your panel, for binding off. Manually remove stitches. Use a knitting needle and the working yarn to pick up each stitch from the machine hooks as you crank slowly. Insert the needle through each loop in order as the stitch lifts off the machine hook. Ensure you maintain the order of the stitches and avoid pulling the yarn too tightly. Turn the panel to the opposite side, and put all the stitches back to the needles, and continue to knit 24 rows. Steps for binding off. Cut the working yarn, leaving a long tail, about 12 to 18 inches, for binding off. Using the yarn needle, begin removing stitches one by one from the machine's hook stot. Do this by threading the yarn through each stitch as you lift it off the hooks. Ensure you go in order, following the circular path of the hooks, to avoid tangles. Slip a stitch to complete the edge. Steps to cast off purlwise. Purl the first 2 stitches. Insert the right-hand needle into the first stitch on the left-hand needle as if to purl. Purl the stitch and transfer it to the right-hand needle. Purl the second stitch the same way. Pass the first stitch over the second. Using the left-hand needle, or your fingers, lift the first stitch on the right-hand needle over the second stitch and off the needle. You will now have 1 stitch remaining on the right-hand needle. Repeat. Purl the next stitch from the left-hand needle. Pass the previous stitch over this new stitch. Continue this process across the row until all stitches are cast off. Finish. When you have only 1 stitch left on your right-hand needle, cut the working yarn, leaving a 6 to 8 inch tail. Pull the yarn tail through the final stitch and tighten to secure. Tips. Keep the tension relaxed to avoid a tight edge. You can use a larger needle to cast off if needed. Casting off purlwise creates a smooth, bumpy edge that blends well with purl stitches or reverse stockinette fabric. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more creative knitting machine projects.